From the glitches experienced by Gumball and Darwin to the distortion of reality, there are many reasons why fans believe this episode of The Amazing World of Gumball is a mistake. Today, we'll be taking a look at one of the strangest and most unsettling episodes of the series, examining how it breaks the rules and explores one of its greatest unsolved mysteries. The episode in question is The Signal. We all know how strange Gumball can be. However, this episode has really confused fans. Some say it's a production error, while others claim it's a creative experiment. But there's one thing everyone agrees on. This is one of the strangest and most unsettling episodes of Gumball so far. So let's dive into the depths of this mystery together. Was it really a mistake or a secret message from the show itself? First, let's take a look at how the episode begins. We first see Gumball and Darwin in Elmore Shopping Mall. Darwin says that he wants to change his style, tries on a hat, and asks Gumball what he thinks Gumball glitches several times. Then the episode continues with the words, "signal lost." At first, this seems to be just a transition to the scene where Richard is trying to fix the TV. However, this scene actually has a much deeper meaning that they definitely shouldn't learn about. Gumball returns home and wants to ask Richard if he has seen Darwin, but Richard is moving the sofa into the kitchen.
Dad, what are you doing?
The TV was being weird. I'm moving the couch so I can watch the second most interesting thing.
Gumball then finds Darwin exercising and they go downstairs together. However, Darwin continues working out, which seems strange. When he can no longer lift the weight on his last repetition, Gumball tries to help Darwin, but he glitches at that exact moment and the weight falls on Darwin. Realizing he has made a mistake, Gumball tries to make it up to Darwin by tickling him in the bathroom, which makes him laugh. Suddenly, Darwin glitches and his eyes start to resemble a real human's. Perhaps reality was tearing apart. Gumball starts to panic, but Darwin doesn't notice anything unusual. He's walking normally, but it doesn't end there. The glitch slowly spreads throughout Elmore. Richard glitches, Elmore gradually breaks down, and absurd images appear on the screens. When I said this episode was strange, I really wasn't joking. The episode ends with Gumball and Darwin returning to the shopping mall, but there's one detail. The news anchor says that they're experiencing some issues. He mentions that the sound and image are distorted.
We assure you we are working on the problem, so please, bear with us while we try to...
Gumball and Darwin realize what is going on, and the scene changes. The Watterson family are sitting at the dinner table. While everyone else is chatting happily, Gumball and Darwin remain seated in fear. The episode ends with one final glitch. This episode, filled with excessive glitches, raises new questions in the minds of fans. But the real question is, why is this episode considered a mistake? What is the connection between this episode and the biggest mystery? Let's take a closer look at the events first. Let's start with the glitches. The first glitch appears on the title screen. Later in the episode, they begin to affect the whole of Elmore. I think these glitches are much more than just a mistake. They destroy all reality after all. Then it turns out that it is all a signal problem. This makes Gumball and Darwin aware that what they are experiencing might be a television show. There are many scenes that imply the Gumball characters are in a TV show.
I think you'll be fine. Yeah, dude, I've been 12 for forever now.
But this time, it's not being brushed off as a joke. They're genuinely scared. Finally, the pieces are falling into place. Glitches are not a laughing matter. They are a serious problem. The most disturbing moment in the episode is the few seconds of glitching that most people didn't even notice. While Gumball and Darwin are talking, the image suddenly breaks up, the colors distort, and other frames appear. Usually when something like this happens in an animated show, it's dismissed as an animation error and forgotten about. But that's not the case here. Suddenly, faces of real people appear within those darkened frames. It's as if reality itself has been distorted, as if the cartoon world and the real world have collided. For many fans, that's when it stops being a joke and starts to feel like an accidentally recorded image. This is precisely why The Signal is widely regarded as one of the most terrifying episodes of Gumball. But here's the more interesting part. This glitch isn't just a visual joke intended to frighten viewers. In fact, it could be a detail that reveals the future of the series by accident. If you're still watching, it means you're approaching the mystery with curiosity. Let me know what you think in the comment section. So, what is the episode The Signal actually about? The episode opens with a simple event. Gumball is having a normal school day. He talks to Darwin at home and has a little argument with his mom. It's the usual chaotic but cheerful Elmore atmosphere until the signal is disrupted. At first, it's just minor things. Gumball's movements are delayed, voices become muffled, and the image distorts and freezes. It's as if Gumball is not a character, but a video with a poor internet connection. But as the delays increase, the distortion becomes even stranger. Gumball starts repeating the same sentence over and over again. At the same time, Darwin glitches too. The images start to break down and errors occur. The coloring breaks down, giving the scene a hacked appearance. And of course, there's that infamous Darwin scene. The image that sends shivers down everyone's spine. Is this glitch a coincidence? When I first watched it, I also thought it was just an animation error. However, as the episode progressed, I realized that the glitches weren't random. For example, glitches usually appear when Gumball says something about his own existence.
Yeah, that one makes you look kind of...
Yeah, I get it. Two thinking it's cool but lonely at school.
What just happened?
Characters suddenly shift to different positions on stage without the camera angle changing. Gumball's eyes suddenly change to resemble those of another character. Bright flashes of light appear, as if images from the real world are leaking in from outside the frame. It's as if the signal isn't just glitching. The cartoon is merging with reality. At this point, it's impossible not to think that this episode could be a first sign of things to come. The Inquisition connection, signs from the grand finale. Remember what happened in the season 6 finale? Superintendent Evil arrives at the school and starts turning everyone into human forms. Terry loses his face, Alan is given a body, and Elmore is dragged into a dark order. But the real shock comes when the villain's mask is removed. Behind the mask of secrecy, Rob emerges. He is the anomalous character who has been pursuing Gumball for years, but who has never been fully explained. Rob is about to reveal something important. It's as if he's about to reveal the truth about Elmore, but he is beaten and knocked out by Tina. The finale is left unfinished at that very moment. Gumball ends in darkness, with no closing song and no explanation. This finale is perhaps the most iconic, unanswered question in the series. Was the signal foreshadowing all of this? The glitches in the episode aren't just aesthetic. In some frames, Gumball's movements appear to be referenced from real human animation. It's as if the cartoon is suddenly taking data from the real world. There are also strong theories that these images are an early reference to the theme of humanization in the Inquisition. The signal. The characters are turning into human form. The Inquisition. Rob launches a humanization project. The connection is clear. Could Barbara Banana be the real mastermind behind everything? Many people think that Rob is responsible for the glitches in the signal. However, things aren't as simple as they seem, and the story doesn't end there. In fact, Rob is actually on the side of the good guys. He actually wants to help Gumball and warn him. So who could be causing all these signal glitches? How can Rob be on the side of the good guys when all the suspicion is on him? If you're still wondering, subscribe to find out what the real mystery is. The answer is much different than you might expect, and is actually quite simple. Barbara Banana. Of course, why? Let's quickly revisit the Oracle episode. Barbara Banana's drawings don't just predict the future, it's like they create it. They steer the future. She is the only character in the series with authorial power. This is because her drawings can interfere with the cartoon. Elmore's fate is shaped by the pictures she draws. Interestingly, the distortions in her drawing style mirror the visual distortions in the signal. I don't think all of this can be a coincidence. It's as if Barbara has the power to alter the fabric of the universe. The glitches in the signal episode may be the first signs of her intervention. So what we're watching is not just an animation glitch, it's as if the fate of the universe is changing. So was this episode really a warning? When we consider events from a different perspective, the ability to see true faces through glitches, the sudden increase in glitches, Gumball and Darwin discovering something about their existence and concealing it from their families, real-world images appearing in cartoon scenes, and the episode seemingly being deliberately left unfinished, I don't believe any of these occurrences are coincidental. When all these elements come together, the signal ceases to be a simple comedy episode. Perhaps it was a message to Gumball and Darwin. We know you're not real. You should know this too. Or maybe it was a message to us. You still know nothing about Elmore. Either way, the signal has become one of the biggest and most unsettling mysteries in Gumball history. Who knows? Maybe this episode, which seems to have been aired purely due to a few glitches, is actually the beginning of a much bigger story. If you want to be part of it, support us by subscribing to our channel and sharing your thoughts in the comments section. The next video will reveal even more mysteries.